It's the 2026 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament Championship game. It's presented by Jeep. It's the UConn Huskies and the Villanova Wildcats for the crown. Here's how they made it here. UConn rolling past Georgetown by 45. Side for UConn. When you're talking about the pillars of this program, the pillars of them returning to being the #1 team in the country, it's not just Sarah Strong. It's one senior, Azzi Fudd, who's trying to go out with more heart. We're ready to go. It's UConn and Villanova. Gino Auriemma, Denise Dillon. We're ready to go. It's UConn and Villanova in front of 10,000 plus. Take it all in this scene. The Big East Championship game is underway. Jasmine Bosco with the basketball. She is from Canada. Came to Villanova. One of the big influences was Jalen Brunson and his playmaking. On the opening possession, they get an open shot. It's off from McCurry. Azzi Fudd is short. And it's going to be a foul.
Both of these Big East tournament games, she was only on the floor for 17 minutes in the semifinals last night.
A 62-48 win over Seton Hall. Fudd is long, but Denise Dillon said you got to finish possessions and get the rebound.
Yeah, well, you just mentioned one of those areas right there. That is the rebounding number. Villanova just about even on the margins, and we know that Sarah Strong and company can really get active on the glass. And then really the other big thing, anytime you face UConn taking care of the basketball, this is a UConn team that forces 25 turnovers per game.
And in and out on a three for Kennedy Henry, who's had a stellar freshman season. That's Sarah Strong.
60% from the field on the season. That's 10th in the country, but she's also shooting 42% from deep. She is right on the cusp of a 60-40-90 season as just a sophomore.
The ball pressure and a turnover. KK Arnold. Kim, how about the tournament KK has had?
KK's energy is always on 110%. Her offense has really picked up here at the Big East tournament, but we know she's always bringing it on that end of the floor. This is very similar to the start she had in the semifinals.
Carter tries and connects. Danae Carter.
Danae Carter. Denise Dillon loves the urgency she's playing right now as a senior. Last 6 games, averaging 14 on the season. She was only averaging about 7 per game before this stretch.
And has really grown that three-point shot. So has Sarah Strong. America, you're watching a player that is right there for National Player of the Year. Shot clock trimmed to 10. Here is Bosco, the Big East leading scorer, 19 per game. And she's off. Mid-February, Jasmine Bosco had success against UConn. Got into a rhythm, went for over 20 points. Gino Auriemma addressed her with his team of shooter on Kim. He said, you give her an opening, she'll make you pay. Fudd was long, tipped out to number 35.
Multiple offensive rebounds early for UConn, and they made Villanova pay.
Season-ending injuries throughout her career. And Gino Auriemma told us it's been so rewarding to see her now fully healthy and going for us. Carter thought about it. Got Williams in the air. Carter tries, out of control, and it's Strong with the rebound. Strong looking to Williams. Williams slides it in.
The Sarah-to-Sarah connection, that was really good patience because that was a much better effort to attack the glass from Jones.
And these Wildcats get going from 3. 5 for 28 yesterday. Their worst shooting performance of the season. That's Strong with muscle. Up ahead to Shade. Come on.
You turn it over, there was maybe 1 or 2 Villanova players down there to stop the break. Way too easy for Connecticut, who doesn't need any help in transition. They are probably the best team in the country in that area of the game.
That 3 just off for Kennedy Henry. Shade has it. All 5 UConn starters have scored. Arnold has been marvelous this week. KK Arnold is in the running for tournament most outstanding player. Villanova trying to answer in transition now. And a foul.
Last year, there were a couple times last year when she would knock a player down. Play would still be going on and she would stop and pick them up. So she's still a very kind person.
Gina Oriana said that's a huge trait of what makes her great. She's grown into being incredibly hard on herself.
Yeah, she's just so much more assertive this season. Gina Oriana is always telling her to shoot more. We did see that last night against Creighton, and we're seeing it to start this championship game. Here she goes.
Strong. Oh, my. The best in the land. SS. Another pull-up three, and this one does switch on. Danny Cesaretti.
Hill in transition. And now she knocks down a triple for Nova.
Just 2 points against Seton Hall in the semis. But a 42% three-point shooter. Villanova averages 9 triples a game. Blanca Quiñones. Welcome to the Big East Championship game. The freshman from Ecuador.
I mean, just when you think you've defended the 5 on the floor, you bring in another future All-American in the young sensation Blanca Quiñones.
Allen was off. Here comes Fudd. And that's what coaches say, Kim. So Jim Flannery, the Creighton coach, told us yesterday is Fudd knocks it in. The depth of this Huskies team is what makes them even more dangerous this year. Yes, those 31 bench points per game are top 5 in America. Highest among high major teams. 10 on the shot clock, it's Busco. Kicking, corner tray. Cesaretti came to play.
She has been big time. Composed, nice creation.
Strong, travel. Strong takes a seat. And Kim, despite Villanova getting off to a tough start, a chance to be within single digits after a quarter.
Yeah, the defense has picked up the last couple of possessions. They forced UConn into some turnovers.
This is the spot. Fudd and Heckel weren't having it, and Fudd's going to glide in.
Trapped right there. And then again, I didn't see 100% effort to sprint back from Villanova trying to stop the layup.
Look at this ball pressure. Arnold with the swipe. That was deflected by Allen. Allen trying to save it. Instead, Zabel to Heckel. Shot clock turned off. The Huskies can hold it. Here is Arnold. K.K. Arnold with 4. Arnold stops. Pops out to Quiñones. That'll do it for the first. A 12-point advantage. Connecticut seeking a 13th consecutive conference tournament crown. Everything that she has done this season. Not to mention, Kim, you've brought this up throughout this tournament. The passer that she's become.
Yeah, I mean, she could get 8-9 assists per game, but that would upset Gina Oriana because that would mean she's being too unselfish. Her vision is special, especially from a post player.
K.K. Arnold on the offensive glass. Of course, Sarah, the daughter of Allison Feaster, WNBA All-Star in 2004 and a 3-time Ivy League Player of the Year at Harvard. Corner triple is off. Villanova able to get it right back. This is Henry, the freshman. Line it up. Kennedy Henry.
Yeah, looking to see if Villanova has settled into this game a little bit. Number one is just trying to get the ball over half court at this point, keeping the ball in the hands of their best ball handlers, trying to get some flashers to beat this pressure on the pass.
Quiñones. Blanca Quiñones. And the foul.
Was 1 of 9 from the floor. So you could tell that bucket was a little bit of a relief for Blanca.
And one of the great stories of this tournament, of course, her parents, Fabiola and Guillermo, here to watch her play for the first time in 2 years as Villanova will turn it over. And there are mom and dad who watched their daughter go to Italy to grow her basketball skill set and play pro ball.
They just look so happy to be here. Really cool story.
Sarah Strong attacking, and it'll go back.
Better on that help side. Sarah Strong is driven down that right side. And one of just a couple players in Husky history to put up the numbers she is.
Quiñones, Blanca Quiñones, the Big East freshman of the year. That's what Sarah said. She's at UConn to leave her mark. Henry, in and out, and here's Strong. That's telegraphed. It's deflected, and Bosco is there. Henry's going to keep trying. Villanova just cannot buy one of those open transition looks.
UConn has had some uncharacteristic turnovers in this game, but that has been typical of this tournament. KK Arnold, coast to coast.
Caroline, you were listening in to Denise Dillon's huddle. What did she have to say?
Well, after the first quarter, Denise Dillon told her team, we have to have a champion mentality. She said, when it gets hard, what are we going to do about it? Challenging her team to rise to the occasion and addressing those turnovers. She said, enough. If they're going to take the ball from you, you have to fight for it. Don't let them just take it, John.
You can't take a deep breath against this UConn defense, and that's where their depth comes into play, because they can rotate in 2, 3, 4 more players who are bringing that same energy.
It belongs to the Huskies.
Tipping it out to lead to another Villanova turnover. They are mounting, but Jasmine Bosco steals it away herself.
Look at Bosco go. A steal and score for the Canadian superstar. It's the 4th time that Villanova and UConn are meeting in the Big East championship game. Back in 2003, Henry Paredes Wildcats pulled off. You can't leave five. That's wide open.
Disciplined at doing that without getting called for reach-ins.
Well, you know, she's 10th in America, too, in steals per game with 3.5. Bosco was long. And Gino Auriemma would say, that's slacking. We've been on top 3, top 4. Gino Auriemma at 71 years young, 12 national championships. Last year, the first since 2016. We asked him about that earlier today. And he said, yeah, you don't know if you're going to get back to the mountaintop. And people start to question when in this chaotic climate. But in this chaotic climate of women's college basketball, Kim, he pretty much said it flat out. UConn's machine keeps rolling. He said, we're fortunate to be unaffected, but people know they come here, they're here to honor the greats and honor the legacy of this program.
Yeah, people are coming to UConn to win a national championship.
A little bit of that, hey, we're UConn. You're glad to be part of our history. And look, it's said with some humility, Iowa, who made the Big Ten championship game at UCLA.
Steamrolls.
Corner.
Yeah, Villanova was actually the only team in the country to lead at halftime, but it's been a different story here today.
Slid in and one. Quinones.
But she has seemed to find that confidence and that rhythm again tonight.
Well, Kim, the other thing that you love about this story is that Gino Auriemma, right on cue, Quinones, he went to Italy to recruit her. Twist Gino's arm for a recruiting trip to his homeland. And what a find.
Oh, there's her parents, who again have traveled in from Ecuador, visiting the United States for the first time. Maybe they're seeing themselves on TV. People are saying, hey, you made it. That is just too cute.
It all started, the natural question is, okay, how was she found playing some pro ball in Italy? Some video gets sent. Morgan opens up the MP4 file, starts looking, and says, hey, coach. You don't pull coach out of his office. All right, well, where's she at? Well, she's out in Italy playing Serie 1A ball right now. All right, hop on the plane, have some espresso, and find your next superstar.
I would imagine he had a bottle of red or 2 waiting upon arrival.
Bosco. I think your imagination would be correct on that. And we can't have that. My team's too deep to have a mistake.
Yeah, I think he really likes what he's seen so far today. And Blanca Quinones recently did miss 6 games. I think it was taking her a little bit of time to get back into a rhythm. She has not made many mistakes so far.
Strong, all muscle in one.
Sarah Strong, as of late, has really been going to this ISO at the elbow area. She keeps her body squared to the basket and just uses her sheer strength to battle with the defender.
To have her level of control, it makes her the most difficult matchup they believe in the sport.
And a player of her age. I mean, you see a lot of people these days going in and out of control, flying off of a foot, flying out of bounds.
Quinones. This time she's long, and the rebound to Henry. Villanova led UConn at halftime when these two teams met 19 nights ago. UConn, the Wildcats have their full attention tonight. That's a foul on a three. It's on Strong. Very complimentary today about Villanova. Think about this, folks. The Wildcats are 25-6, a 16-4 mark in the Big East. They've won 10 of their last 11, and they were on a road win over Big 12 tournament champion West Virginia.
Some brackets. This is a historic season for them. A lot of brackets have them in that 8-9 game. I'm not so certain that they don't believe to be bumped up a line or two. And if there's people saying, well, look at the result right now, I'd advise you to go look at the Big Ten result yesterday against a top 10 team that UCLA beat.
51-point result. That's Strong. Knocks it home. Personality-wise, very stoic. 5 on the shot clock. Henry off the left side of the rim. Bosco on the offensive glass. Here's Henry. Backdoor for Allen. And one for Ryan Allen.
Nice recognition from Allen.
To go in this first half. Ryan Allen, a senior, a transfer from Vanderbilt. 60 games with the Commodores. Second year now at Villanova. Of a first half that has seen the Huskies just flex their muscles. Fudd with a bounce. Quinones with 7. Quinones with the right hand that spins off. And the rebound captured by the Cats. Allen catch and shoot. Arnold just probing, driving on Bosco. Works the foul on Bosco. Championship title against Scotty Scheffler and the strongest field in golf at TPC Sawgrass. What's impressed you the most about UConn in the opening 20?
I mean, it's the same thing that's impressed all season long, and that's the intensity that they come out with and they sustain. They set the tone on the defensive ends. They really just take a team out of their level of comfort. The defense to offense is what has just separated them from the pack in game after game this season.
1 second difference shot in game. Fudd says forget about it. Fudd is unstoppable. Final seconds. Bosco with 3. Bosco weaving. Bosco to beat the horn. The Connecticut Huskies are wagging in every single way. Standing up.
And this is a program that maintains a level of excellence, a level of champion.
Villanova, they average 9 made threes per game. They're coming off of a tough night from beyond the arc last night. They've taken 23s in this game. They've only made 4 of them.
Yeah, and I think we asked Denise Dillon about this yesterday because they were just 5 of 28 in the semifinal win. She thought most of those were good shots, but here I think they've been a little bit unsettled, a little rushed. Like to see Villanova try to get some things going in the paint.
28-4 in the paint for the Huskies. Carter with 8 on the shot clock. Jones, no. Offensive rebound for the Cats. Bosco with 8. Bosco helps just 2 points in the first half. And Henry, that just about sums up Villanova's night. What did Denise Dillon tell you at halftime, Caroline?
She said shot selection is actually the one thing she was happy with. She said, I felt like we did a good job moving the ball. I didn't mind a lot of those threes. The shots just weren't falling.
Well, interesting to hear that after they shot 6 of 29. Strong turns and hits.
Whatever keeps you stress-free, I guess. Something's working because the numbers she's putting up are historical.
She says she's going to learn the song Old Town Road for the recorder. I'm sure that her teammates will really appreciate that. They appreciate her stealing the basketball a little bit more. Azzi Fudd. Again. Wave after wave from #1 UConn.
That's where this team is at its most dangerous. Transition, open floor, and the defense just didn't close out to Fudd in time.
Bosco with her second bucket.
To start this second half, if you're going to get into the paint, you have to be spread out enough to do so.
Strong, and she's fouled. From Durham, North Carolina. In 5 games against Villanova, she's averaging 22, 9, 4 assists, 3 steals, and close to 3 blocks. And this is the craziest of them all. Chino Auriemma quotes, "She's not even halfway to where I hope we can get her." Come on, Kim.
I mean, I don't want to put pressure on anyone, but there's rumblings around this state that she could be the best Husky there ever was.
Now that is in a serious conversation as Carter knocks it down. Sue and Diana and Maya and Stewie. Fudd hits. Azzi is hot.
They've all been uncontested. Villanova just getting lost in the sauce defensively.
Well, and that's not what they did last night. Only allowed 48 points. They've been the second best defensive team in the Big East. But this is the best team in the country. KK Arnold converts.
Somebody has to be meeting her around the half-court line. If not that, the three-point line. She had no resistance getting deep into the paint.
And Bosco. That's more like it for Villanova.
Yeah, Jasmine Bosco. I mean, that's a picture-perfect creation of a three. That's a three you want to take for a team that makes 9 a game on 35% shooting.
That's a 40% three-point shooter in McCurry. Williams. Sarah Williams. Played at the Armory and had one office that all the coaches sat in. Now, that would be insane to think about for anybody. Down to 2 here for Bosco. A foul. Oh, Hagen 3. That's on Heckel. Just a timing check on that one. Of course, coaches can appeal a variety of different things. They have an unlimited number of appeals in women's basketball. If you don't have any timeouts, just a technical foul, 1 shot. And then the basketball. Obviously, this has not been her strongest of nights to this point. But Denise Dillon has talked about how much she puts on the sophomore shoulders and leads things and just grow as a player.
Yeah, I love her competitive drive. Her motor is always at 100% on both ends. She's been improved from her freshman to sophomore year.
Be top 6 in the three-point field goal makes per game. Biggest idol who she met back in the fall. But also, when you've watched Maddie Segrist, who's watching right now at home, the all-time Big East scoring queen, Villanova's own. And she's out there watching tonight. Shot clock down to 10. Bosco. Off the heel, gets her own miss. And now Bosco with the runner. Just cannot find a rhythm.
Yeah, just shots like that. It's just been a tough night for her and the Wildcats all around.
Scoring game in the Big East Tournament in Nova history. Helen Koskinen-Peretta up there for the lead. And Helen, the mother-in-law to Maddie Segrist and the wife of the great Harry Peretta. Off the screen, Quinones with an air ball. Fudd just cleans it up, Azzi Fudd.
And that was one of Villanova's best defensive possessions. They were denying, they were communicating, they were chasing shooters around, and they got a missed shot, but didn't end it with a rebound.
Give Fudd 19. Turnaround that just rolls home for Kylie Watson.
You overthink it.
Fudd out there with Heckel, Quinones, Alaufi, and Zabel. Heckel is really finding herself on this team and shows us her best.
Kaylee Heckel doesn't like to go in for routine layups. She's got to have some degree of difficulty to it. She's got to be falling to the floor. We said this yesterday, one of the best finishers in the country. That was a good defensive stand by Bosco, but she just found a way to the rim. She was on triple-double watch yesterday. 9 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. It was a career high in rebounds for Heckel.
Kim, the luxury. She's a reserve. And you're initiating a triple-double watch, and rightly so, partner. Allen off. Heckle, that's a collision. That has got to be some sort of a call. Heckle got cracked up, and there was no foul call. Henley can't hit, and then a third effort, and Henry does. Zabel kicking. Here's Heckle again. Heckle and Zabel have found a nice rhythm. It's short. She started this game last year for the Huskies. The Egypt native. You know, Oriema has talked about her level of sacrifice, and she's obviously had a career already with adversity, dealing with injuries early on in it, but the acceptance that she has, and when she comes into the game, typically at this point in the game,
you saw it yesterday. She came into the game and got 7 points and 7 rebounds as the backup center. That is a huge piece to have coming in off the bench, especially for a player like Sarah Williams who can get into some foul trouble.
Jenna started 27 games for the national championship team last year. Villanova on the cleanup. It was Bender.
Nice save from Kylie Watson. She's really come in and brought the energy up for Villanova. Some big rebounds.
Villanova forcing a giveaway. 6 seconds for Bosco. She doesn't need that long to get something cooking. Here's Bosco with 3. Bosco to beat the horn. Jasmine Bosco. The best scorer in the Big East ends the third quarter with quite the play.
Because their margin of victory doesn't stop in conference games.
Field goal is confirmed at the end of the period.
They were doing the same level of damage to teams in the non-conference with the exception of the Michigan Wolverines,
who they were commanding through one half, and then a furious comeback by Kim Barnes-Arico's team. It'll be interesting to see when they get tested, and if they get tested, to what degree in the big dance, because their average margin of victory has been over 35 against everybody combined. That is Bosco, and Kim, she's been heating up.
Spots to get to.
Let's send it back over to Caroline.
Well, John, UConn has won their first 2 games here by 45 and 49 points, and they've built a 30-point lead again here. But based on Gino Oriema's huddles, you would not know what the score was. He is just as intense, even here, going into the fourth quarter. In that huddle, he said, we're not going to finish the game like this. We are going to box out every single time, and that mentality is what leads to UConn's greatness.
As he told you, Caroline, you start to think the other way, and you're going to get zapped, as he put it. Which I have not heard the word zapped get used in a sentence. Leave it to him to give us some March vocabulary. Zabel.
There's just an embarrassment of riches on this team. You could go 8, 9, 10 deep, and you have confident players coming in, knowing exactly the system, knowing the scouting report. There's no drop-off.
Bosco long. They have not lost since February 6th of last year against Tennessee on the road in Knoxville. Collision. Zabel is fouled. See, their last Big East loss was to St. John's in February of 2023.
Pretty impressive numbers. I can't believe you did that math manually in your head.
Oh, right. Yeah. From where he thought they'd be even now.
Yeah, I mean, you lost a player in Paige Beckers who just impacted the game in so many ways. Nice cut from Kennedy Henry. Paige Beckers was just such a smart basketball player. She could make everything happen, get her teammates involved. So you lost that head of the snake on the offensive end, but so many different players have improved and come together, and then that defense is just sickening this season.
How about Heckle? Heck of an addition in the offseason for the Connecticut Huskies.
Yeah, Heckle has really established a solid connection with this second group that comes in, her and El Alfie. She's looking for it right now.
The pace, it's what they loved about her in the portal. Zabel, no, El Alfie, cleanup duty.
This second group of UConn Huskies, they beat a lot of teams in the NCAA Tournament.
To be 33-0 overall, and to take on virtually any test on your non-conference schedule. They will renew their series with South Carolina next
So the efficiency is almost identical. The pace of play and the defense is what is picked up. You look at almost more than 4 steals per game additionally, more than 7 points per game additionally because of the extra possessions they're creating from the turnovers. Janae Carter has gone down as Williams puts in 2.
Took down James Madison on the road. That's a quad 2 win. Winners of 10 of 11 coming into tonight. Gino Auriemma said he thinks he did bring out the crystal ball here. And Williams is tied up and will stay with UConn. Zabel rings the bell.
How about the crispness of that pass from Kaylee Heckel? Crispness that UConn moves the basketball around the perimeter.
That's Villanova basketball. And Kim, that's right on cue with what Gino told us.
Yeah, and I just hope the people making these decisions are really looking at what they've done as of late.
Right here on Peacock from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. What do you think of this complete and dominant performance?
I mean, it's just incredible that this is how they perform.
Henry has a bright future at Villanova, but has struggled to find it here tonight. Connecticut dominating Georgetown by 45, then Creighton by 49, up 40 here in the title game as Fisher can't hit. How about Patterson and 1?
Talk about players who have been on a journey. The starters on the bench right now just get so fired up when these players get to come in and make things happen.
And Bosco fouling out of this game for Villanova. The best defense in the land. And one of the very best offensive units as well. Just performing at another level here this evening. What do you think? You talked about the top of the country. How does somebody go about trying to slow this avalanche of a team down?
It's going to take a high-level defensive team, a team that hopes to have a matchup for Sarah Strong, who is impossible to defend.
This crowd of over 10,000, listen to their appreciation. Late 3 for Villanova by Jones. It's been a phrase uttered more than any in the rich history of this conference. The UConn Huskies are Big East Tournament champions for the 24th time.
John, I mean, just an incredible 3 days for the UConn Huskies, who just look at a pristine level of execution and effort in every possession on the floor. So many different offensive weapons. It seems like everyone is really rounding into the best versions of themselves. And then it's that defense that is just brutal to go up against. This UConn Huskies team is elite. They are still perfect, and they are Big East champions.
3 victories by 133 points combined. Make them 34-0. And as this greatness continues to be rewritten, a 31st conference tournament title, a 13th straight conference tournament title, their last defeat in 2013 against Notre Dame. They just don't stop. Neither does Azzi Fudd. Caroline's with her now.
Azzi, your final Big East tournament, and you are champions again. It means a lot to be here with this team. Like you said, this is my last one, this is my 5th one, but to be able to win it with a group that some people, it's their 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. So that's what we've been working towards all year, so it means a lot to finally get this win, and it was really a team win tonight, so it felt good. And now she's
as the most outstanding player of the Big East tournament. Congratulations, Sarah Strong.
Folks, you see all kinds of dynasties and powerhouses, but how about one that spans decades upon decades and that has stacked 31 conference tournament title trophies and punched that ticket to another big dance? UConn has their sights set next on a 13th national championship.